now you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will be free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you are the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a I don't give a fuck. 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 It's time to start doing the right thing. So trust your instinct, stop listening to others, and own your decisions. People will always tell you what to do, be and how to live. So let's create space for what matters most to you. You'll be glad you did. Now start claiming your time and your mental well-being by saying no more. No more. Say it loudly and proudly. In other words, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Target acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike, you have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
What's up, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have another fantastic show going on tonight. How is everyone out there in the chat? We'll get to you guys in just a minute. Just wanted to I got a couple of small things to tend to. I'm actually running a little late tonight. Had a bunch of stuff going on. You know, it's just the way this shit happens. In the meantime, make yourselves comfortable. Get your popcorn ready. Whatever you need to do. You know, it'll be cool. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a cool stream tonight. Cool show. A lot of stuff going on for you guys. Because I care. I guess. Maybe. I don't know. How is everybody first? Let's start with that. How about that? Let's start with how is everyone tonight? Everybody doing all right? Looks like everybody's doing pretty good tonight. I have been pleasantly surprised all evening with the way things have been going. And just get set up here so that my shit works right. You guys know how that is, right? There we go. Get that fucking, press the button. There we go. Good. All right. Fucking A. This looks great. It's like I fucking meant to do it or some shit. I don't know. Fuck. All right, guys, let's check this chat out. I see TR Finley. I see Fredo Fonzarelli. Buck White. What's up, dude? Good to see you back. Good to see you back. Don Parker. Smoking Spaceman. Effing Epic. Always good to see you. Silvar Ogre. Welcome back, sir. Good to see you. Drearden 2007. That's awesome. Damien, our resident parkour guy. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Grungehead and Sirius Shelby in for mod duties tonight. Excellent. Good job, guys. Shane Herbert. Serene. Glad to see you, Serene. Let's see. Who else do I see? There's a lot of people out there tonight. A lot. We have a great opening crew. And as well we should. And of course, I've got the bot in the chat. I see Lindsay Smith was in here earlier. Dearden. All right. Mr. Dearden. Great. All right. Cool. All right, guys. So let's now that I've welcomed everyone, I'm assuming you guys can hear me. Can I get a mic check? Ball check. Tactical soap check. Do we have a leftover check? Left behind check? Stupid bitch check. Do we have any stupid bitch? I don't know. We're going to get into it. Do we have any mics out there? Mike? No mics? All right, that's fucking great. Welcome, Cheryl. Welcome, Kevin. I see you there, buddy. I've been meaning to call you. I have not had time. Intel Wild, salute, and we're trying to keep the Coomer Degens on other streams, so they can go they can do that. So Mike, is it Mike? Can we get an unwanted check? That's right. So if you guys did see the title for tonight's stream, it is Left Behind and Left Over, or Leftovers and Left Behind, actually, is the way I have it phrased. And this refers to women over 30. Actually, in their late 30s, sometimes in their 40s. They're getting left behind in the dating pool because they chose not to get married. Now, we have such a woman who is not here yet. I'm shocked she isn't, but she will make her way in. Arthur Daya. And Arthur Daya kind of read me a little bit of the Riot Act in chat from the last stream. I'm just going to pop over because I happen to have that stuff. Not ready to go, but, pretty close, guys. And I'm just going to read you. I'm just going to read you a couple of small things that Arthur Daya had to say about my last stream about women and the armor they put on in relationships. And we're going to talk more and mostly about the armor that keeps women out of relationships and left behind. But we're going to get to that. Just give me a moment and I will jump right into it. Before I do, guys, this stream is supported by my wallet. And I, generically, I don't actually need to. I generically don't need to even ask for money. I probably never would actually ask for money for myself. However, the show has to produce something for me to keep doing it, because otherwise it's a hobby, and I have really cool hobbies already that I can go do. So if you can, and you feel like it, and only in those two circumstances, consider throwing some bucks into the kitty so that I can. The first thing I need to do is I need to be able to justify for me paying and doing some other things. Unlike Brian and some of the other content creators, I don't do this for a job. I don't do this for work. So I will never actually ask for money for myself or for to effectively pay me. But at some point, I am going to have to start paying other people, and to do that and to make it mentally viable, we've got to have somebody doing that. We got the stream has to produce enough to do that. Also, I've got merch coming, and I'm just about have that taken. I just about have that kind of all set in motion. If I had to make man, I'm missing something. What am I? I'm missing something. What am I making a chat about? I wish you. Let's see. Yeah, leftover women are. I don't know what I missed out on. If you could clarify it, Cheryl, that would be great. So I know what's going on. I honestly have. It's very hard for me to watch the chat, guys. So, gunpowder, doesn't taste bad. So I wouldn't criticize them too much. Welcome, Angel Berber. Glad to see you out there. Welcome, Clovertack. I appreciate it. Clovertack is the master of throwing off all chat, so don't feel bad. All right, guys. So let me read some of this because if you remember right, the last stream was basically a lot of it was me saying that women put on this armor before they even get in relationships based on the idea that they may fall out of or get out of the relationship, and that actually kind of keeps them out of relationships to start with, and certainly sends a message that they're probably not in it to win it. And so Arthur Dias sent me some very nice messages, and it was so a lot of it is just not really. I'm picking a hard place to start, so I'm actually going to wait until she gets in here, and if she shows up, we'll get her to justify this. But here's the thing, guys. There's a phenomenon happening the world over where women are not marrying when they are at their peak sexual value or dating value, or however the fuck you want to put it. They're not marrying when they are at their peak. What they're doing is they're choosing to play around, play the field, be experimental, be a bad bitch, be a boss bitch, go to work, do all of these other things, except have meaningful relationships. And a lot of them have said, and all over the world. Now, I thought that this was an American phenomenon. So I took a journey, which is one of my favorite words that all the hoes on whatever use. I'm on my journey. Buck White just threw it up there. Thank you. It was a fucking great timing there. I took a journey to understand this problem better. It is a worldwide problem. Women in their 20s, for what the fuck ever reason, have decided that the cool thing to do is to not find a mate, not find a viable man and get married, but instead they go on their journeys, and they will have good relationships. They will have great men in their lives. There are many of them that admit this on camera, and they choose to throw those men away. Literally throw them away. And it's a really, it's a problem, guys. It's a problem. And it's a problem that is a very weird fucking problem to have. Oh, sorry, guys. It looks like Andrew's had a family emergency that he had to cut things short, and he's not going to be doing the stream over on Fresh and Fit. So I apologize. So if you were waiting for that, I apologize. It looks like he's not going to make it. That's pretty fucking terrible. So Yeah, Cheryl, in your 20s, you're a wife and mom, don't know what those girls' phone. Nobody knows what they're thinking, Cheryl. But here's the thing: it's a problem the world over. In China, it's so bad that there's entire websites devoted to helping these poor women figure shit out. And I'm not talking about ugly old hags either. Let me cue up my video here while I'm talking about this. And so I thought I thought this was an American phenomenon, but it's not. It's the world over. Women are deciding that they do not want to compromise in their youth, or they simply do not want to get tied down, and they don't get married. So then in their 30s and their 40s, they try and enter the dating pool, and they find out that there's no one for them. Okay. It doesn't happen. So I'm going to share this video. Let me get over here. I'm going to have to share my screen here. Sorry. And we're gonna watch this really quick, and watch pieces of it. Now, I warn you that it is in Chinese. And I'm not gonna put the audio in, okay? But we're gonna add this in. There we are. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys can read this on the screen, but this woman has a kid, apparently. Oh no, pardon me. That's her. She's crying on the ground. These women can't find men to date them. They can't find women to date. They can't find men to date them. Here's another one. Here we go. And these aren't like ugly, crazy women, right? Like these are just what many would say are attractive, but they can't find dates. When they do go on dates, there was one I was watching where this girl was literally like, well, he's bald. And so she wouldn't date him. So this is a worldwide problem, guys. And this is where this is what feminism has gotten us, not only in the US. Can you order one on Amazon? Maybe. I don't know. Probably. Guys, this is what women are up against. And I think the thing is women are in a lot of denial about that. Women are really, really, women the world over have fucked themselves hardcore. The reality is, whether Arthur Dye wants to admit it or not, feminism has creeped into the point where men we're simple creatures. We don't need you to be much more than what you are. And there was one story where this guy, his only requirement. Now, this was a guy who owned real estate investments. He owned a house in a tier 1 city in China. He was gainfully employed, and this woman who was older, she was actually so old that she hesitated to give out her age. Now, I think she was 38, 39, 40, somewhere along in there. But this guy, and his only requirement was not that she be super hot or super skinny or whatever. His only requirement was that she would be pleasant to live with for a wife. So they go out on a date, and he's, I guess, I don't know whether he was into her or not, but she literally said that he was nice, he was polite, everything was great, but he was bald. And she just left. And now she's having she's whining in this video, which unfortunately I didn't save that one, but she's whining in this video the whole time about how she has to constantly lower her standards now. And she had all of these great dates when she was younger. She had all of these suitable mini suitors and several good relationships, and she just turned them all down. And this is exactly what happens with American women, with European women. We're seeing it in Britain. We're seeing it in basically the world over. Australia, which doesn't really exist, but if it did exist, this will be happening there too. So, yes, Silvar Ogre, I believe that. I think that's true. I'm sorry, I just caught this out of chat. I hope I didn't miss a ton of shit, but this is good. Feminism is how older, less attractive women spitefully convince younger women to ruin their lives. It's also how weak men, take advantage of women in their 20s and then don't care anything about them in their 30s and 40s. So this is a big deal. And in America, for example, wait, hold on. Australia's bug boys. Oh, you got that from Limbaugh? That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, Australia's bugged, boys. See if it's still working. Somebody tap the screen in Australia. See if it's still working. I think it's bugged. So, at any rate, it's an interesting thing, is it not? Is this not like super interesting? Women are convinced that they have to have these ridiculously high standards, and then when even when men meet the standards, they do not follow through. They do not get in the relationship. They do not join as a couple, and if they do, they're at the first sign of trouble, or if they just get bored or whatever. We know from at least in this country from divorce statistics that women are divorcing their husbands faster than ever. And earlier, and 80% and potentially higher divorces are instituted by women, and a very small percentage of those list any kind of abuse or neglect as the reason they're executing that divorce. Right, John Dedman, they moved the goalpost. Exactly. And there's no, I really need Arthur Dyer to jump in here and rage at me a little bit to help me out here. But, during this monologue, and I think that this is really important to realize that this has become a worldwide problem. It's not just an American problem. Obviously, I only really give a shit about America, but we're seeing it in Portugal, Spain, Italy, France, all the world fucking over. And it's ruining it's hard to say it with a straight face, but it's ruining the fucking world, boys. The world is being ruined by feminism, boys. What are we going to do? Like, this is crazy. Now, in China, men divorce their wives at the very first sign of trouble. That's a hard fact. There's actually even videos about it that the divorce rate in China is at a record high, and most of the divorces are by men who simply will not put up with their women's shit. And that's it. And because, honestly, there's so many women. Now, China has a different problem than what we have. China, and I'm picking on China. I'm sorry, I'm picking on China. I could just as easily pick on England, but nobody cares about England. So let's talk about China. So China has an interesting problem in that they have a massive number of men, but a very large percentage of those men are effeminate and are literally negligible, zero in the dating marketplace. They zero out. They're just there. It's even more incel than any incel thing that you could think of in the U.S. Like, I mean, you can't even believe it. It's a matter of fact, I've watched it myself, and it's pretty crazy. So, but also the level of attractiveness that a woman has to have to get married in China is really high as well. So, and I'm just picking on China just because it's easy. I mean, there's an entire website devoted to revealing the truth about relationships in China, and they go around talking about this stuff. Yeah, you've heard they're based. Order one depending on shipping costs. Hey, mine's awesome. And I do believe, shipping costs, could be high. Depends. But I like Ghost 1978. That's pretty fucking funny. But guys, this is not a US problem. And what's more is that it's the same kind of problem. Oh, serious Shelby throwing out those memberships. Hell yeah. All right, guys. So I was waiting for the TTS guy. Apparently, I don't think it TTS wasn't. Is China like Japan when it comes to bowing down and respecting men? Yes, to some degree. I have found most Chinese women to be very respectful. Not all of them. Some of them are raving bitches, but I think most Chinese women that I have met have been very respectful and very and traditionally submissive. The problem with Chinese women is not that they're not submissive or they're not traditional in a way that we would understand traditional. The problem with the Chinese women seems to be that they've been indoctrinated into this Western idea of there's always something better. And even when they have a mate or they're dating someone that clicks all the boxes, the grass is still always greener on the other side. Guys, the new member thing is going to go for a the new member thing will just keep popping up. I want to really thank Sirius Shelby again for the memberships tonight. It's really awesome. Lana says I should research Korean women because they are the most extreme feminists in the Asian sphere. That is true, although the Japanese are closing in on them. But that is true. Korean women are the fakest, if we want to use that term, of all Asian women that I've encountered. They also have the highest. They gift each other plastic surgery, and Korea is barely Asian now, I think, but they're smoking hot. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. They're the Korean women take beauty as like it's a profession that they excel at. However, I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound kind of bad, but my experience is all the Korean women that I know are pretty nice people. They're pretty based. They're submissive to their husbands. They are great parents. They're really good people. They're really good people. But I have friends that have been married to Koreans that have told me the exact opposite. So, and the whole plastic surgery thing. They are. I mean, the Korean women are probably in terms of beauty. If I had to rate it, I would say that in terms of strictly physical beauty, Vietnamese are probably the top because they don't do a lot of plastic surgery and they're really pretty. Koreans are top only because of the plastic surgery. Chinese, and then probably Japanese and Asian women. You don't have to do that. They'll come here. I have one, and my wife is Chinese, and I married her in the U.S. So it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, I've heard all about the misandry and the Korean women. I agree with it. Again, I think that you do have a higher percentage chance of getting a true feminist in Korean women. So, yeah. And but again, I mean, look, it's everywhere. I'm just talking about globally. There's a growing number of Chinese, Korean, Japanese. We'll get to Japanese in a minute, and other women all over the world. And I'm picking on the Asian cultures right now. But we could just as easily substitute in French, Italian, English, all of them. We could just easily sub those in, because it's a worldwide issue. It's not an American. It's not a U.S. only issue. Now, what was somebody asked me something. Russian women used to be super based. I don't know if they still are. Japanese women, yeah, every French woman I've met's been pretty gross too. I wouldn't date a French woman myself. So the just how do I say this without being a complete dick? So we actually have a young man who comes on from time to time, lives in Japan. He's been on the show a couple of times. He actually has spoken on the show, and it's part of the something that's unique to the culture in Japan right now is that a man has a woman he is married to that he loves, and that's his wife, and then he has a woman he goes to just for sex, and then he has a woman that he goes out with to have fun. His wife bears him children. He has basically a kept woman who's just his, sexual release person. And then he has another woman who he goes out and has fun with, and maybe or maybe not have sex with her. And it's an accepted part of their culture if you can afford it. And it's really interesting. And it's not something. It's patriarchal on a level that I'm not really comfortable with, but it is very interesting. John Dedman says, yeah, and that's just wild. $4 comes in from Dearden. I keep saying Dearden, 2007. $4.99 comes in. It says a solution is fathers and mothers not coddling young women so much in their development, and humble women as often as possible. I mean, maybe. I think the solution is that we have to renounce, reject, and replace feminism with far more traditional values. And I'm not saying that women need to be some kind of second-class citizen or anything like that, which I find is really annoying. And you hear that a lot, especially in Western culture. In Western culture, if you tell a woman in the UK, hey, you shouldn't do that because that's feminist, or you can't, you shouldn't, or, that's a man's job, or why are you doing it? Why are you doing it this way? Anything that they might find as being misogynist, they are 100% just crazy about it, and I really dislike that. If you're a woman and you only saw Asian cock, might be misandrous too. That's funny. That's pretty hilarious. Come dumpster. Yep, that's one of my favorite sayings. Yep, they moved the goalpost again. They always move the goalpost. Women give women the worst advice. Woman raging is haram. Arthur Dye busy looking for a cat. That's funny. I did invite Cat. Cat didn't show up. I thought this would be a topic right up her alley. The world is bugged, boys. It's bugged. It is bugged. I had a hot 39-year-old talking to me. I told her to fuck off. She was annoying. Okay, I get that. Why wouldn't you do that? All right, I'm gonna scroll down. I'm way behind, guys. Russian women, yeah. Do they really? I've heard this. Has anybody got any like actual like data on that shit? Because I've heard that. Yeah, they do work a lot. Yeah, so it's a reward. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Cat got let out half an hour ago. Hey, it's Arthur Dye. We were just talking about you. We got another $4.99 from Dearden, 2007. Also, bringing back the number one rule: treat others how you want to be treated. Misandry is equally bad as misogyny. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I'm not very familiar with misandry, to be honest. I think that term gets thrown out a lot, and but it's not actual misandry. So Arthur Dye, to recap, we are talking about how I took your comments to heart, and I had to do some research, and I went on a journey, much like the 20-year-old harlots in whatever do. They all go on their journey. So I took a little journey across the world to see how feminism and all of this was affecting our society. And it's not just the United States where women are having trouble as they get older finding suitable men. And China is actually one of the worst. I didn't rank them, but I'm going to go with China's probably the worst, because quite honestly, the women that are complaining about not being able to find a husband here, they would be considered raving beauties and wifed up almost instantly. But so I kind of went through the whole thing, and they oddly say so much of the same things that women here say, where they say, well, I wanted to have fun in my youth, or I had so many suitors when I was younger, I just decided to not get married, and now I don't have that chance. Well, no, that has nothing to do with the 40-year-old women not getting married. As a matter of fact, if that were a factor, Arthur Dye, let me put this up here so everybody sees what I'm talking about. If that were a fact, which it's not, all those 40-year-old women would be wifed up and pregnant, and they are not. They're not. So the fact is that there are far more men in China than women, because male babies were far more preferred than female babies in China. And oftentimes, female babies were words we can't use on YouTube's. So that's inaccurate. The reality is that feminism worldwide is destroying relationships of all types, and I've actually found this in every single country, not just ours. So you need to be very careful when we talk about things like why women feel like they're going to be dumped in a relationship, and I am actually going to reject soundly the notion that that women should be the ones that are concerned about getting divorced and not being able to earn a living later in life. If they get married young, as they should, at their peak sexual dating, whatever marketplace value point, and they have children as they're supposed to, and they do what they're supposed to do, they are far less likely to get divorced. I've not seen one statistic, and I spent a few days looking into this, and I'm not going to give you any so that you don't have to you can go find it on your own and prove me right. But I couldn't find a single statistic that said that women were being divorced in high rates just because. As a matter of fact, the converse seems to be true, with 80 to 90%, depending on how it's reported, of women filing for divorce initially. A very large, of that 80 to 90%, an overwhelming amount, and I mean overwhelming, I mean like 75 to 80% of that number, the self-reported reason for getting the divorce is they just are bored. They're not in love anymore. The dude didn't do anything wrong. He's just being a dude. It's the dumbest fucking reason ever to get a divorce, and women deserve it if they get left behind. I can't say it any clearer than that. If you were that fucking dumb, then you deserve it. Now, now there is a very low percentage, and I'm going off of memory here, but I believe it was under 5% of divorces are actually due to physical or emotional abuse by men to women. Now, we don't know how much abuse from women to men there are, because men do not report it. And so it could very well be that a dead bedroom has been caused not by a man being violent, but by the female being violent. Women are very abusive. I actually am really kind of shocked by the amount of abuse that women are capable of, and yet never get accused of being so. This was actually really, really very clear in the amount, and we actually discussed this morning, which is why I popped on the stream this morning, simply because they were discussing the specific topic that I had found. Is that, would you believe that of the grape cases reported to police, over 50% are proven to be false? Proven to, well, actually, it's proven or admitted to be false, Arthrodaya. And so women are violent creatures, and we can't paint them in the light that they are being taken advantage of by these men, and therefore they are justified somehow in not doing as they should and getting married at a reasonable age, having children, and having good relationships. There's not one argument you're going to give me that I'm not going to be able to destroy, because I can't find any evidence of anything that you said at being accurate. Nothing. It's a fear that women put into themselves to keep other women single. Yeah, James, John Deadman, the dead bedroom thing is more of an emotional thing. I found repeated references to dead bedroom when I was poking around, mostly in more modern articles. I'm not sure that it is. It's not put out in the way that it should be, because the way that they're talking about a dead bedroom is that the generically it's a dead bedroom because one or the other, and it's usually put off on the male, doesn't want to have sex anymore, or can't have sex anymore, for because they're just low T or whatever. And it's generically I can't say most, but it seemed to me like a lot of the articles I found referencing Dead Bedroom pushed the onus onto the man and not the woman. Okay. There were a couple that would make statements like, well, if you didn't gain 30 pounds, maybe the dude would find you more attractive. But I thought that was in bad taste. And I probably shouldn't have repeated it here, but it's just what I found. Now, I'm also not really sure that a dead bedroom is a good reason for divorce if kids are involved. Now, that's a whole other line of questioning, a whole other line of discussion that that we might be able to get into in the time frame of the show. But but at any rate, I can't find anything that backs up what you say, Arthur Daya. All I can tell you is that there, for some reason, there's some stupid ass fear, and I'm using that as a technical term, stupid ass fear by women that they are told, indoctrinated, directed, focused on, for some reason, that they have to go get a career and neglect their personal and social lives to the detriment of their entire life. And it's not just happening in this country, it's happening in Asia. It's such a big deal in China that there's whole channels, there's whole YouTube channels devoted just to this. It's such a problem that I can literally find references to this phenomenon in every country that I look. Now, I obviously don't read Russian, so I didn't actually look in Russia. I don't care. I didn't look in Ukraine, which maybe I should have. I know that the Orthodox Church is much larger in those countries, so maybe there's a religious component that helps prevent that. Arthur Daya, you fucking know damn well why. Because what? Are you married to Arthur Daya? All of these, there's women. All right, let me give you a deal here. I found a bunch of videos, but one specifically. Seriously, Shelby, dude, more memberships gifted. He is gifting the memberships tonight, boys. He's doing it. Come on, Arthur Daya, you're being intellectually dishonest. You know you are. You know you are, because it's not that you went out and got the skills, which would be fine. It's that you sacrificed your youth to do so. It's not that you went out and went to college and got a job and became something that has nothing to do with it. My own wife did that. But you sacrificed everything. And there's a lot of women doing the same thing. There's an entire cult. There's literally an entire movement across the world on this right now. Shelby's a dude, by the way. Shelby's a dude. What's up, Speakeasy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. But you can't keep saying that it is a good thing for women to do this when all the stats show that it is not. Sure, they got married in medical school. They got married young, what they're supposed to do. You constantly make the case that a woman needs to be able to provide for herself in the event of divorce. That is the problem. That's the exact problem. And look, it's not just a problem in this country. It's a problem in so many countries. There are 40-year-old women in China, 30, there's 35, 36, 37, 38, and 40-year-old women in China right now that are fucking gorgeous that cannot even get a date because of their age. I didn't say that. You keep wanting to say this like I'm saying that. I'm saying that women should not sacrifice their entire lives for an employment unless they're willing to not bitch about it their entire lives. And no woman is, so they shouldn't. Okay? I have yet and I did a bunch of research. I'm not saying that it's not out there. I just have not found it yet. Found a woman who studied her whole life, got a job, went out, made a great living, and never got married, never had kids, never has no extended family other than, it has to watch their siblings, which in the cases I was picking on, they don't have siblings. I haven't found one that said they were happy, that there was a better choice. Not once. I'm not saying it's not out there, but I couldn't find any. I found video after video after video of women in China who are 40 years old saying they can't even get a date. They've never been married. They have no children. They literally are lowering their standards lower and lower and lower, and they can't even get a date. Why? Because they're younger women. Why? Because they can't have kids. They can't give a man. There was one video I was watching where a woman was saying, well, I'm only 35, 36, whatever she was. I could still have 2 or 3 kids. I still have time to have 2 or 3 kids, but no man's going to want that. I mean, few men, I shouldn't say no, few men are going to want that, and not the men that this woman wants. And this is the problem, Arthur Dye. You keep making this about you, and you keep making it like I'm saying that no woman should get an education. I've never said that. I've said you cannot sacrifice everything for the sake of education and this false security net that you have, because it's a false security net. A nun sacrifices herself for the Lord, so she is not wrong. She has a reason for it. If you are saying that you're going to sacrifice your entire youth to go to college, to get a job, so that you never have to depend on a man, and you never get married, and you never have kids, that is a misspent life. By definition. Pronouns. I miss pronouns. And I miss. Look, guys. The chats. You guys are raging. I can barely keep up with this shit. If you guys want, if you guys have a very specific point, you might have to repeat it a couple of times or whatever. Speakeasy just became a member. Hell yeah, man. What's up with that? I got to be a member as well. I look like somebody's brother. Did I just see that? Wait, what the fuck? Hold on. Oh, he's got a friend in Norway who is big on live videos there. He looks as if he could be my brother. That's awesome. And they have the exact same message. That's dope. That's dope. I didn't know I looked Norwegian, though. I'm a quarter Indian, though. So when I say get off my lawn, I mean my whole lawn. All of it. Some job skills is not 4 years of college, 8 years of higher learning, and then get around to getting married. And I'm not picking on you, by the way. I'm really not. I've just, when I started, because I took your message seriously. I did. And I started looking, and at first it's easy in the US to find, a bunch of women saying women shouldn't get whatever, feminism, blah, 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 whatever. It's a great feminist talking point. They just keep doing it. But it was when I started looking at China, England, France, Germany, Spain, Portugal, basically all of Asia. It's fucking nuts. Now, they're not necessarily not getting married because they want to have a job, although that is true. That is the case in many cases. In their case, they're constantly looking for the better dude. So I'm not picking on you specifically. You can try. You're welcome to try that. Wagon burner. I am too. I would do that. Yeah. So the leftovers, that's what we're talking about, guys. There's literally a term for it in China. They're called the leftover women. There's literally do a Google search. I invite you all to do a Google search right now. You might find a channel called China Unvarnished, and it will fucking make you laugh for hours. Oh, you're Chinese but not a Chinese citizen? My wife is Chinese and was a Chinese citizen until she became a U.S. citizen. Do you agree, Lana, with what I'm saying? Hey, hold on. I gotta grab this. Lana, do you agree with what I'm saying or disagree? I got to see if I've pissed you off. I'm sorry. I got to scroll through all the chat. La, 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 la. Pronouns. Oh, you agree? Okay, cool. Lana, do you have the ability to come up onto the panel and chat? How expensive was it to get her full citizenship here? To be honest with you, I don't know, because she was already in the process of getting her citizenship when we got married. So I had very little to do with that. Come on up, Lana. It's fine. But no, she was already on her way to becoming a citizen, so I didn't have much to do with that. So I don't know. I'm assuming it was probably pretty expensive. So no, come on. I'm actually pretty chill to talk to. You don't have to cam up. You can just talk. You don't have to cam up. I mean, you do have to. I say you don't have to cam up. You do have to show yourself on the camera backstage if you come up, because I got to make sure that it's not like, some setup or something, because we got weird people out there, and I don't like weird people. That's okay, Lana. No big deal. It's fine. I just want to make sure, that you're not just being too shy. But thanks for even considering it. Waifu. I like the waifu battles. I do. I like the waifu battles. It would be nice to have one. Lana can hang out with the cool people in chat all night. So can Arthrodaya. Arthrodaya, look, and you are a really good sport about this, because I kind of come at you pretty hard. But you do say some things that you have to admit are just kind of you know. You like that thumbnail? I'm glad you like it. My boy Hypnotic does waifu battles. I think every Friday night or something like that. So. What time, man? I gotta watch the time, guys. Oh yeah, fuck. All right, cool. All right, guys, I got about a half hour before I start doing callers. And so let's if you guys want to be up on the if you guys want to come up, you're gonna have to get with Mr. Boulay if he's in the chat. I didn't see him come in, but I was busy. So if Mr. Boulay is not on, just let me know and I will I'll give it to someone else. And we'll get somebody up here to help you guys out. So anyway, also Lana, thanks for being a good sport. I hope you didn't feel like super pressured or anything. We just like to have fun around here, and I like to have people come up and talk because it's easier to communicate. For me anyway. By the way, guys, if you were looking for the for Andrew's appearance on F&F tonight, they're not doing it. He's had some kind of family thing go on. I think he's tied up with that. I don't know if he has to fly back to Michigan. I don't know how serious it is, but he just made an announcement. Just make sure that that you stop in. If you're a member of the Crucible, stop in, say what's up, and wish their family well. And so, but they're just having a family emergency. I don't know what it is. I wouldn't make it anything more than I don't want to make a big deal out of it just yet. We don't know what's gone on, but just he just finished one, but he found out he had a family emergency, so he's not doing any more podcasts tonight. So if you anyway, so yeah, he was on the Slightly Offensive podcast, yes. And then apparently there was some family emergency, and tomorrow is canceled as well. Okay, so he is having the fly back. Guys, keep if he's flying back, that means there's something serious. Please, keep Andrew and Rachel and everyone else in your thoughts, and if you do pray. So, yeah, so do that. Because Andrew's super good dude, man. Super good dude. Deserves everybody being cool. So. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I just had to take just 1 second, to kind of make sure I was right on that. Yeah, he is flying back. So, yeah. So you guys, keep him in your thoughts. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. All right, guys. So if you guys if anyone wants to come up, if we have any callers that want to come up and if you've got a question, and it doesn't have to be about this subject, it can be about something else, whatever. But if you do have a question, a call you want to make, especially if it's just one or two, especially if it's one or two quick things, we're basically ready to do the callers. We got about half an hour, and we'll be ready to do those. So. start getting with the mods and start sending them messages. If you need to get over into the Discord to get the to have them send you the code to get in, or the link to get in, and then we'll be good to go. Because I don't post it up at top. I know a lot of people do. I don't. So, yep. So, yeah, I was really shocked. I was shocked to find China was having a problem with women because, yeah, this is actually true, Lana. The last bastion against feminism was religion and tradition in Asia. Obviously, more traditional in Asia, and tradition here as well. But and one of the reasons why I was really surprised to find this out in China is because of the one-child policy. China's parents for the last, I don't know, like 40 years, 50 years, have been, boys are more highly prized. So if you had a girl, they were often not carried to term. And a lot of times if you had a girl anyway, like you were poor and you didn't, before pre-ultrasound being available everywhere and all of that, if a girl was born, she was given away to be adopted. She was adopted out, or just turned loose in the streets. It was a very, very harsh reality for girls. And it was pretty terrible overall. Not something that you would really wish on anybody. And as an interesting thing, there are far more men than women in China, which is very interesting, I think. And you would logically, you would think that you would have a bigger problem with not enough women to go around. But we have the opposite problem in that there are not enough desirable men to go around, so women are actually single far more often than not. Yeah, they do, and they're pretty bad. Now, I'm actually not up on the abortion laws in China. I'm not going to speak to them. I haven't researched them, and I'm not going to do it now. But they definitely allow it. I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what circumstances. I don't have any information about that. But certainly it is available. So that's, yeah. There aren't enough marriageable women, more so than there aren't enough good men. This is false in China. There are so many marriageable women in China, amazing women that honestly, and they chose not to get married, and they are now paying for that. So that's it. Also, you guys have to understand that you have to understand that, first of all, there's a real class system in China. So if you're a low class female, you may or may not ever marry an upper class male, ever. And you may not want, and therefore women are hypergamous, so they may never want to marry a male in their class. Now, family comes into that, and there's a lot of pressure and stuff like that. I don't know that I can get into all of the nuances of Chinese relationships. My wife probably could, but I don't even know. There is a class system here, but it's not nearly as clearly defined. China does have a hookup culture. It's not as bad. I don't think. And Lana hits it right here. See, you can tell she's Chinese because she's hitting it. A lot of Asian men prefer white women to start with, and they will go and they are sent by their parents to Australia, England, the US, and all of these other countries specifically to find a bride, because they're in a lot of parents' eyes, there aren't enough acceptable Chinese women for their dear sons. So yeah, they actually have cities on a tier system. So you have a tier 1 city, a tier 2 city, and so on and so forth, and then you have villages, towns, and whatnot. So yeah, it's an interesting dichotomy, or not dichotomy. Seriously, Shelby finally became a member. That's awesome. All those donated memberships, and he's finally a member. All right, cool. So I agree. How do I get into this without like pissing my wife off like a lot? I don't know. I can't. I don't want to get into this too far and piss my wife off, but at least one of her male cousins has had a. I know he's had at least one non-Asian love interest. I'm not sure if he's married or not. And two of her female cousins, besides her, are married to white men. So I don't know. Yes, Lana, my wife is Chinese. My wife is Chinese. I'm not sure if you missed that. My wife is Chinese. The Raging Patriot, 1776 for $5 whole dollars. To the Cat Lady Grift Fund. Thank you. Chase Lounge Sessions, boxed wine, B.O.B., Duracell, and Kleenex tissue for the coping. Laugh my motherfucking ass off. That's what he said. Oh, did you miss that? I've been married, Lana. I've been married 19 years. I got married one time only. I've been married 19 years. My wife is Chinese. I have two sons that are amazing. And my wife's from Beijing, and I've been to China many times. So, yeah, I have said it a lot. I'm not hiding that part of it. So. That's a higher paid tier, and there is some other qualifications there. But yeah, he's awesome, dude. That's amazing. That's cool. So there are actually agencies that, my understanding is that they will bring in Asian potential wives, or you can go over there and visit. To be honest with you, if I were a passport bro, I would 100% pick Chinese. Everybody likes a little Chinese, right? Seriously? Seriously? All right, hang on. I gotta hang on one sec. I gotta find the most like obscure, like non. All right, hold on a second, guys. I can't. Yeah, my wife is Chinese. Hang on. Let me. This will be the only time I ever do this. This is the most nondescript picture I can find of my wife. That's my wife. I do talk about my wife all the time because my wife's awesome. It does. Look, my face is all over the place. It's easy to, it's fine. Yes, thank you all for thinking that. That is the most nondescript picture I can find too. I can't. There's nothing there to identify anything or anything like that. So, yeah, my wife is awesome. My wife is absolutely awesome. She actually talked about coming on here a couple of times, but you guys, could be, I don't know. Yeah, she is actually super smart. She's smarter than me. So, all right, guys, do we have anyone that wants to come up and jabber a little while? It is time. It is time for callers. If no callers, that will be totally cool. I will keep prattling on. We will talk more about. We'll talk more about whatever. So. So she actually wanted to come on and talk about some money stuff and all of that. The problem that we run into is if she says anything, there could be a conflict of interest with her job, and FINRA could get pissed. And there's a lot of nuance there that I don't want to figure out. And we just decided it was better for her to not come up. So mainly because I can say anything I want. I'm not covered under FINRA. I don't have a license to lose. As long as I don't reveal any information, that she may have talked to me about, then I got nothing to worry about. But if she comes on here and says something that could be interpreted as something that is conflict of interest or could have been insider information, whether it is or not, it's just not worth the effort of having to deal with it. So I try not to do that. Oh, I have a clip. Guys. Hang on. Stand by. I have a clip. You guys may remember we had Ava on the other night. Ava, the knucklehead that she came on about a week ago, I think. And, she was basically, asking, about whatever and how to, get, what to do, what to say. She was kind of like prepping for whatever. And I was happy to help. I'm a helpful guy. I don't mind, helping a poor young lady out to make, to help to get a, get her to where things need to kind of be. And I was certainly I felt like I helped her out a lot, guys. I did. I really did. I really felt like, I helped her out and all of that. So, she did make the mistake. She decided that she was going to share my stream. She was going to restream while she was on. And so then I watched it, because why wouldn't I? I mean, I got to see what the people that associate with me have to say. And, wait, stand by. I got to do one more thing here. Hide that. Let me do this. Let's see. Yeah, I got to do this. I got to do this slightly different way, guys. Sorry, give me 1 second. That was my bad. My bad. I messed up. You guys did not. All right, let's get this rocking now. Let's interesting. All right. Sorry, guys. I want to make sure that we have the audio. The audio is very important to me. And I want to make sure you guys can hear this in all of its glory. Now, Glenn did show this earlier today. And, so he was... there we go. And we'll just go over here and we'll hit play.
I'm a star now. Yeah, that's right. Guys, I gave you enough. We deserve a 360. Listen, bitches, okay? I'm getting real here. I'm getting shameless here. You want me to go on whatever? I will go on whatever. But listen.
Here you go. Listen,
y'all gotta help a sister out. Because do you know what I have in my bank account? Not enough. Not enough. Okay? You guys have to help me out. Okay? And I will entertain you. I will do whatever you request. Send a cash app, and I will go in that direction with the stream. Show me your ass. Send a goddamn cash app. $100, you get some juicy ass. Okay? You get some juicy ass. I will jiggle it for you. Go talk to Stanley if you want money. Okay. Let's make. I'm a star now. Yeah, that's right. See? Guys, I gave you enough. We deserve a 360. Listen, bitches, okay? I'm getting real here. I'm getting shameless here. You want me to go on whatever? I will go on whatever. But listen, y'all gotta help a sister out. Because do you know what I have in my bank account? Not enough. Not enough. Okay? You guys have to help me out. Okay? And I will entertain you. I will do whatever you request, send a Cash App and I will go in that direction with the stream. Show me your ass, send a goddamn Cash App. $100, you get some juicy ass. Okay? You get some juicy ass. I will jiggle it for you.
I mean, that's pretty fucked up, right? Wait, how do the volume? There it is. Got it. Right. What's up, Flow State? I honestly, I went to sleep last night. Summon the asteroids. Yeah. 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 You guys are all right. Where's fuck? I saw Flow State. Where's the fuck's Flow State? What's up, buddy? How are you, man? You just come over to hang out, chill out, see what's up. Yeah, so that's the young lady that was over here trying to act nice and trying to be cool. Not cool. Not cool at all. Damn, son, that's cold-blooded, man. What in the world? The Raging Patriot just throws it down, man. Oh my gosh. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Yeah, it's not cool to do that. Look, it was interesting. It was look, guys. No, we're not. No, that's haram, bro. That's haram. I don't even do haram. That is not cool. That is not cool, bro. Yeah, so we helped her. We tried to help her out. I thought we acted as far as Michigan Christian, I think, was on that night. Myself, Pearl, and Glenn. Yes, Glenn and Pearl from just Pearly Things. She I thought we gave her some good information, and she decided to still act like a hoe, which is fine. Hoes gonna be hoes. It is all cool. So that is fine. Dearden, I got your message, brother. I am not going to be on in a couple of hours. This will be I'm winding it down right now. Sorry, I had to start driving. Yeah, the way that I work this show is I do about an hour and a half, 2 hours of monologue. And then if people want to come up, I do about an hour of caller questions and stuff. Try and really just do like one call. I very rarely have been letting people come up like I used to and just kind of sit around and beat the bushes, talk shit, whatever for an hour or two. Raging Patriot, there's big block Chevy engine parts, probably a good thing. I think she said she was 23 on this channel, but who the fuck knows, man? I don't remember. Where is Beaten Cheeks? We do need Beaten Cheeks. Flow State, Beaten Cheeks will go in with you. Maybe. I don't know. That was gross. Some gross shit. That was like the bad signal for Beaten Cheeks. That really was. Clover Tech, yes, you may come up. I see you I see you. I don't even need to see that. Yes. I got you the link right here, brother. Oh, wait, that's the wrong link. You don't want that one. You do not want that one, bro. Where's my too many monitors, brothers? Too many monitors. I never thought I'd have a problem like that, but I fucking do. Lana, where are you? What channel did you come from? How did you find us? I'm very curious now. Well, not very curious. I'm somewhat curious, and I'm very. That was a poor choice. You know, you try and help people, Jantix. You know, you try and help people. People ask for your help. You do the best you can, and this is what you get. Oh, you're fresh and fit and whatever. Okay, all right, cool. I don't actually watch Fresh and Fit, so that's good. My monitor is bugged, boys. It's bugged. It's bugged, boys. It's bugged. I think it's bugged. That's funny as fuck. Clover Tack, welcome, brother. How are you? I keep going out of focus because my camera loses track of my face.
You're welcome for the whole bugged thing, by the way.
Dude, we've been going off on that for a little while.
That was my complaint with when Andrew did his X Space the other day.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, it annoys the shit out of me because every fucking episode, it's I think the Twitch is bugged, boys. I think the Twitch is bugged. I'm like, not every episode, Brian. Come on. Like, come up with another way. Just tell people to send fucking money. Like, whatever.
Yeah. Just send money. That's what I do.
Shit.
I'm like, hey, well, actually, I don't know if you got my speech at the beginning, but I basically said, hey, there are things that got to be done on the channel. I actually got to start hiring people and shit, and the channel's got to pay for it. So
this shit costs money. It's true.
Shit costs money every day.
Yep.
Dan Bowler, Bowler. I'm going to go Bowler on that one. You do not have to talk about a specific topic that I want to discuss at all. This is a kind of a question answer, not a debate. But it's just a bull session. You know, if you want to come up and talk about fucking space aliens, I probably won't say much, and you'll be, you'll have
right.
you'll be on for like 4 whole fucking minutes. But it's what it is. You watch Fresh and Fit since high school. How old are you, Lana? Are you legal to be here? I'm scared now.
Right.
I'm concerned. I'm in danger. Yeah, you serious, Shelby. Yeah, his gifted memberships are bugged, boys. He's gonna keep sending them. Yeah, no gay talk. We don't like gay talk. Question for the panel: have you ever had a chick sneeze during sex? Any tips on how to make my chick sneeze more during sex? I don't know. Oh, 19.
Peppa?
You're 19. Okay.
Peppa?
Whew. Skated under the wire there, boys. Skated under the wire. Flow State, you got to keep. There's a whole other chat. You know who could answer that? Flow State is. You may have heard of these folks. They're fine folks. Based Oracle and Raging Tomato. Bet they can answer the sneezing thing. What's up, Lauren B? I see you out there. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, that's right. It's all bugged, boys. It's all bugged. Clover Tack uses gunpowder. He probably does. He's probably got enough to spare. That shit's expensive right now, though. It's like $40 a fucking pound.
It's true. It's true. I remember
used to be
like
$21 a pound, and I felt abused.
Oh yeah, I remember it.
30 a pound.
Yeah, I remember it at like less than 15. So talking about the armor thing and I guess feminists in general, why is it that you have so many strong, independent women that they have to have all their shit together and have a career and have all this fallback and the safety net that are anti-2A and don't own fucking guns?
Yeah. Let me answer Buck White here for a second. You get on by getting a hold of one of the mods, and they'll let you on. Maybe they'll let you on. I don't know. I don't actually control that. But I mean, I in theory I control it, but the mods control that shit. Bo is persona non grata. I'm just saying, go over there. He can't come here, but you can go there. Flo can go there. I'm just saying. If he wants although his statement of that I have more sex than Bo and the tomato it's probably accurate because, married, but, I don't know. Is it the same link? Yeah, it should always be the same link until I do something stupid like kill the stream or whatever. Can't recreate the sneeze that happened once. I've been chasing the dragon since. That sounds like a myth thing. I don't know. But anyway, Clover, you did a thing with Brian from HD Gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Brian's a good friend.
Yeah, I gotta get. I have 2 pairs of HD Golds. I need a set of the.
I got 3. I got you beat. I'm gonna flex. I got 3. Fuck you.
That's a flex.
Got the fourth. Got the 4th coming. The blues are coming, baby.
I say I need to get the blues and I need to get the rubies.
I don't shotgun nearly as much as I used to anymore. Is why I haven't done the rubies. I may eventually get some.
Yeah, my son does. So I'm getting him a set of the rubies and a set. I may get him a set of the blue or the yellows as well, because for different light conditions. But because everybody else is using Pila, and the Pilas are like $1,000 for a set, and they're not prescription. To get prescription Pilas, they're like a Pila or whatever the fuck you call them. Mm-hmm. They're like $1,200, $1,300. That's a lot, man. It's a lot.
And Brian's are same price.
I think I paid like $400 a pair, that's fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's the beauty of owning an optometry lab, right? It's just as easy for them to do scripts as it is regular. Yeah, they're like $3 normal MSRP or whatever. I think it's like $389.
Yeah, I think I paid $400 a pair, and I had a gift certificate, so I got one set for 25%.
Yeah,
which was like $140, something like. Oh, he kicked himself. I did not touch anything.
Button grid.
Don't sneeze.
Wrong button, man. Wrong button.
I didn't touch a thing. It's all you, bro. It's all you.
That was jacked up.
That was.
Anyway, did you hear my question earlier, though?
Which question?
About so you got the feminists, and they talk about their armor, and they got to have their safety net and education and the skills, but then they're anti fucking 2A. How are you this independent, self-reliant individual when you don't take your first personal fucking protection into your own hands? Like this it makes no goddamn sense to me, Grid.
Actually, see, I've had this very conversation with people, and it is and the conversation's gone along these lines. Sorry, I got to answer a mod. I always find it interesting when I talk to them about stuff like this. It's a not for thee, but for me. So they don't want anyone else to have guns, but they want to have guns. Like I've literally talked to so many, especially when I was out in California, I would talk to these women. They're like, "Oh yeah, I have a gun, but no, we can't have not everyone should have a gun."
Most of the ones that I see that talk about shit and are like straight up feminists are straight up like they don't own guns. They're like anti-gun.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe that's just a cultural difference with, where you're at or something. I mean, that could be too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just always thought that was.
It is weird.
Strange.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. That is kind of weird. And I have noticed that quite often is that they do have anti 2A tendencies for everyone but themselves. Well, they of course are perfectly capable of carrying a firearm, even though they never practice with it or even look at it. But everyone else, you can't have one because, well, you're not them.
Well, what that tells me is that feminism in general is horseshit. I mean,
right.
I'm going to call myself a strong, independent, self-reliant feminist. But are you really? No, you're not really. You're just putting on a face. So sit down and shut up, right?
Yeah, exactly. Go with that. So what else is new in your world?
What is going on in my world? I don't know. It's a good question. What is?
Have you
I
been
don't know.
playing with the? Have you been playing with any more cool or super cool firearms?
I'll play with stuff all the time, but to you, they're probably more like poor man stuff. Most
Ah,
likely.
yeah.
Not everybody's got grid one money. I'm gonna have to go over to my channel and grift. Everybody come over there after this stream and throw some super chats down for me, please.
Yeah, go. Yeah, throw some stuff down to help them. Yeah. Why wouldn't it? Why would they not do that? That's the
Uh,
that's.
so you want to know something sad?
Yeah, man.
So you remember the big lot of guns? What was it, 6 or something that I bought at one time?
Yeah.
Here, like a couple of weeks ago or a month ago or whatever it was. I had pulled the trigger on the first one.
What?
Yeah.
Well, in fairness,
that's coming this weekend. I'm gonna make it happen this weekend. But
in fairness, I haven't pulled the trigger on any of the lot that I bought, but that's only because none of they're all too specialized, and so like I rarely shoot 45 at all. Like for me to shoot 45 is pretty nuts. I just don't do it.
Right. But I enjoy 45. I don't shoot it a whole lot.
When I do shoot it, I shoot it. When I do shoot it, I shoot it. You know, I mean, I like it, but it's just not like it's all 9, dude. It's all 9.
Yeah.
So
more 22 for me, I think probably 9's probably
and 22
second place.
Yeah. And so I haven't taken the Ruger 22 to the range because I just haven't. I haven't. I was going to take the Gold Cup Elite to the range, but I just haven't.
Right.
I did load the magazines, so I got halfway.
In your defense,
yeah, I've been busy.
You're saying take it to the range, and I can literally walk out the fucking back door, so I really don't have an excuse.
Right, and that's actually something that
I could shoot out the back door if I wanted to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, so I missed that. I had a place where I could do that, and I don't have that anymore, and I really do actually miss it. So so I have to go to the range. The range is close to my house, so it's not like it's far, or I could go to some property I own and shoot. But I just, most of the time, if I go to the range, I'm already taking a bag full of guns anyway. And the mags and ammo and cleaning stuff and toolkits and spare parts. And I've got like 80 pounds of fucking gear with me as it is. So, it gets rough, bro. It gets rough. So I
got a wagon.
You got a wagon? Yeah, I need
those fold up beach wagons. You can put a lot of guns and ammo and gear in those.
I should seriously do that the next time I go to the indoor range. Is just like do it just the same way I do at the dirt range. Is just like pull the wagon out, put everything in there, right, and then roll it in there. Because last time I went to the indoor range, and it was a new range I hadn't been to because the range that I normally go to they closed late last year, and I've been using the outdoor range since. But it was balls hot outside, and I'm like, you know what? I want to go to the range and not sweat my nuts off. I know where there's an air-conditioned range, and we're going to go there. So I go to the range with my son. So I think we had 4 rifles. No, we had at least 4 rifles, and we had 3 bags of pistols.
No, so it was a light. It was a light day then.
It's kind of a light day, and we had and a bag of ammo. So like my son comes in there, and he's got a heavy ass bag with at least 4 pistols each under each arm, and he's carrying 2 rifle bags. I've got a pistol bag, and I've got the ammo bag. and we set it all down, and it takes up like half the fucking waiting area, you know, and it was just fucking hilarious. And so the guy came, you know, guys like giving me the safety speech and all this stuff, you know, which because I hadn't been there before. He doesn't know who I am, and so we go to actually shoot, and he's like, hey, you have to bag and unbag in the window, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Because there's like, I got a lot of shit. And so we're literally like putting the bag up, we're holding the bag up and pulling the gun out of the bag, putting it in the window, putting it in the window, putting it in the window. And then a lot of them we had to leave in the bag. So we were rotating them out through the bags over time. Arthur Daya, I need that many bags because I only get 4 to 5 guns per bag. And so, because you got to put mags in there, there's ammo cleaning kits, there's I carry spare batteries for the optics. I carry a bunch of shit. So I carry like 4 mags per gun, 4 or 5 mags per gun. So
you were way nice answering that. Way nice. I was going to say, okay, Arthur Dye. Number one,
I am nice.
If you would go buy your first gun, you would begin to understand why that many bags.
Why
but then number two,
it never ends at just one.
Number two, it's a bill of rights, not a fucking bill of needs. So get off my case about how many bags.
Oh damn. That's funny. Does the gun wear out at some point? No, because I have well, all right. So I don't know about Clover. Clover is going to have a whole other, like, he's going to be on like another level, but
parts wear out for sure
because like, he's doing content, and so he'll shoot like 10 rounds out of this one and 20 out of another one, whatever. So what I do is I'll take like whatever I think I'm gonna use in the next competition. All right, so that's one. And then I take its backup, which is usually an almost direct clone of that gun. So that's 2. And then I carry the backup system, and that's a totally different gun. So that'll be like a SIG or a Glock or, you know, whatever, you know, an M&P. So that is the actual backup gun just in case, you know, I get dirty mags or some shit like that. And right. I can't, and both of my guns go down. Like I have the main gun, I have the gun I'm going to use. I have the backup, which is a clone of that gun. And if like the ammo's not cycling the gun or whatever, it's not like I can just take pieces from one and make the other one work or any of that shit in the field. I have, but I don't like it. It's way easier just to unzip a pouch and pull out another gun. Okay. Yeah. You ever watch The Matrix when he's sitting there and he's got that harness on and he just literally like pulls the gun out and shoots and then throws them away and pulls out 2 more? That's what I'm going for. Because it's not that they wear out. I just need, you know, and then I will pull, I'll pull in, you know, like sometimes maybe I'll shoot an optic gun. So now I've got 2 more guns because, you know, you got the optic gun and then the optic gun backup. And maybe I won't run the optic gun, but I'll carry it with me anyway. And that's just for me. And if my son's going, now he's got pretty much the same exact shit, you know, and, you know, so same thing with rifles. So even though I'm carrying 2 rifle bags, it's 4 rifles because I carry my gun and then I carry the backup gun, and my son carries his gun and a backup gun. And a lot of times, and we may have done that today, it's been a while. Generically, I will also carry because UML rules allow me to switch long guns based on stage, based on need. And so I will, so if I'm on a really tight stage with a lot of I got to move around corners and stuff, I'll bring a bullpup like the Keltec RDB. That's a great gun. Or I will bring a pistol, an AR pistol, which I actually have an SBR stamp, but if I have to cross state lines, that gets blurry, but a pistol, it's good anywhere. So I'll bring my AR pistol with a 10.5-inch barrel. And that way, if I need to just kind of have a really short, stubby gun because I'm maneuvering in hallways or whatever, then I've got that with me. So I'll bring that. I'll bring a PCC. It's a toolkit. You bring the whole fucking toolkit.
Right. Well, even if you're going for yours is more a competition thing, but even for me, basically, going out in the backyard, yeah, you're right. I mean, sometimes it's content related, but
Mhm.
oftentimes I will load, I could load 8 or 10 easily in the cart and go out there, and it's because guns are fun and they're all different. And they all do different things, and they feel different, and they shoot different.
Yeah, and they're fun.
Yeah, like that's basically why.
Rule number one is they're fucking fun.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah, totally.
I,
Totally.
I
Again, Arthur Die, if you would go buy some, you would understand. Just saying. Yeah. And suspicious out there. My condolences.
yeah,
Suspicious. I
my
do understand completely.
yeah my I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah. Yeah, that who would have thunk, right? About Oregon. Like that's been fairly recently, unfortunately.
Yeah, last 5 years or so.
Yeah.
Um, effing epic. Nobody actually likes AKs. They just say they do. Nobody likes them.
I got an AK Nerf gun today.
Did you really?
That a company sent me. Yeah. It's pretty cool actually.
I've got that AK pistol. I need to go shoot it. I just haven't. So.
I'm hoping to. I talked with IWI. Have you ever shot their Galil Ace?
I shot it at a demo booth at a match once, but I couldn't tell you a single thing about it other than that my overall recollection was it was a nice gun.
Yeah. Whenever it was at last event, I've shot it several times before, but this last event I shot it, and I had to go by there. I go by there. We hit it off pretty good actually. I went by there during the show, and they maybe get one of those in my hands. I sure hope so because it was a lot of fun. I'd like to spend some extended time with that one.
Yeah.
Just something different, man. There's only so many ARs you can shoot that.
Yeah.
It's like it's time for something else,
Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely true.
Now,
That
you'll do that, shoot something else for a while, right? And
Yeah.
then turn around and go back to the ARs, no doubt. That's the
Well,
beauty of having a collection is you can cycle through things and you never get
yeah.
bored,
If I'm going to the outdoor range, I take a minimum of 6 ARs in different caliber and mostly in different well, most of them will be 223, 5.56, whatever. But I also bring like 300 black. I'll bring 22 mag. I bring a selection of ARs, and so I can shoot them. And then I'll bring a bolt gun. Usually a 223 Savage Axis is my favorite, like just range toy. There's no recoil. It's dead nuts accurate. It's just it's a great gun to shoot. And my kid loves it. Like he will sit there and just bang hits on 200-yard targets just like it's nothing. And then I bring like every now and again I'll bring a large frame out like a AR-10 and 6.5 Creed or 308, something like that, just to play. And if it's hunting season, just because I'm a dick, I'll bring out like the 300 short mag or that's or the 308 or something like that, just because it for some strange of course we hunt trees here, right? So we don't get, it's really rare for a hunter here to even consider a 200-yard shot.
Yeah, it's the same way here. Yeah.
And like they won't even think about it. And I'm ringing steel at 200 like it's my job.
Well, it's not that you couldn't attempt it. I mean,
Yeah.
I do some hand loads for a few buddies that, my hand loads in 308, they've taken deer here at, close to 800 yards, something like that. It'd be pretty. What happened to Grid? I see the screen's changing. Grid has had a stroke, I think. There he is. Now you're on the opposite side. What the hell? Quit pushing buttons. Quit pushing buttons, Grid.
I didn't touch a thing. I think it was you.
But
Effing epic.
how can it be me? I don't have control over shit here. Like I got a mute button, bro.
I
That's
think you
it.
just keep hitting the punch out button.
I've got a mute button, and that is it. That's all I've got.
I think you keep hitting your leave stream button.
No, my mouse is on the opposite side of the screen.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't even touch the mouse. But yeah, the taking a shot, being able to take a shot here, or what is it? What am I trying to say? Being willing to take a shot here and getting a shot are two separate things. Most of the time here, you don't have a 200-yard shot.
Right. That's true. So I actually, so when I was out in Colorado, I had to do a lot of like really far away shooting. And so I got to where we were shooting prairie dogs at like 400 yards.
Yeah, I want to do that one day.
And that's a rat, right? Yeah. Like for the studio audience, it's a fucking rat. And I'm shooting this thing at 400 yards. And a lot of times, just to make it hard, I'd try headshots, you know? So at 400 yards, I'm shooting rats. And we would shoot those with 223 or 6.5 Grendel. I love the Grendel.
Yeah.
And so I shot an antelope at just right at 600 yards, which was its effective range. And I wouldn't have taken a shot any further with the Grendel. And it just knocked it down like it was just like bam.
Shot placement matters.
Yeah, right. Shot placement matters. Thin-skinned animal matters. There's 136 grain, I think. I'd have to go look at my data, but it was a mid, it was a heavy bullet for a Grendel,
but
not
range,
for a 6.5. Yeah, but it's not a heavy bullet for the for 6.5, right? So like a 6.5 Carsano or 6.5 Creedmoor, that's like nothing. Like I shoot 160s out of my Creedmoor. My Creedmoor, I've shot antelope out right at 800 yards. One shot, hit the ground, done. Like it just done. And effing epic. The dress weight on an antelope, like 100 pounds, maybe. They're small.
I've got to take a second here and defend myself.
Okay.
So I'm not fucking responsible for all of this gun prattle. I come in here to talk about two-bay. Just so everybody out there in the chat understands this shit. Grid. Gun prattle and fucking he put it in high speed with that shit.
I do.
That's because we love it. So what are you gonna do?
So I didn't have any problem, and I've shot my 300 short mag. I've took an elk at right at 800 yards, and I've never gotten a moose. I've gotten close enough to see them one ridge to the other, but I've never gotten close enough to shoot one. But here in Tennessee, literally, like I'm sighting in at 200 yards, and these guys are like, they sight in at 50, and a long shot to them is going to be 100. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. And I have my 14-year-old kid over there sitting there.
Zero? Hold on, you zero at 200?
No.
Okay.
I zero at whatever the scope manufacturer recommends to zero at. So like a lot of the vortexes want a 50-yard zero.
Yeah.
But most Burrises want a 100-yard zero. So whatever the scope manufacturer says the zero is, that's what I zero it at.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I was wondering how that affects hash marks and BDC, whatever. If you're zero,
well, I use a lot of MilDot. I use a lot of MilDot. I use a lot of zero. So I almost will not use a scope now without zero stops. So I dial all the time. The first thing I do when I get a scope is I do a box test. And if it fails a box test, I send it back.
Yeah.
Like I don't even care. Like, it doesn't matter what brand it is or whatever. It's what it is. Because I will dial for my furthest shot. So even like in matches, in competition, I will dial for my furthest shot. I'll run up in position. I'll take that shot, and usually I get a first round hit. Anything under 600, I'm pretty confident of a first round impact. And then I'll dial, and I'll either know my holds from like 400 to 350 is I know, just basically to kind of hold down towards the bottom of the plate, and I'm going to hit it. And then I'll dial back for anything 300 and in. For my guns, most of my guns, anything 300 and in is basically just put the dot on it and pull the trigger, and it's going to hit. It may not be a center mass hit, but it's going to be a hit.
Well, it's not going to matter.
It'll light target up. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And so I can just zip through these targets where other guys are sitting. And I've watched these guys over the years, and everybody kind of made fun of me for dialing. But if I dial for that first shot and I take the longest shot first, the one that takes the most amount of confidence, the most amount of fuck ups, if I take it first and I get a first round impact, it's an amazing amount of time I save. And I almost always go far to near and not near to far. What I've routinely seen over the years is guys will psych themselves out because like they'll use their 200-yard hold for the 100-yard target and be a little wobbly, and they'll just be shooting over the thing they don't mean to, they're just shooting over it.
Yeah.
And then they get to the 200-yard target, and they're all discombobulated because they took 5 shots at the 100-yard target to hit it. And now maybe they get the 200-yard target in 2 shots, and they don't go 1 for 1 because they're already in their head because of all their hash marks and holds.
Yep.
And I've watched that over and over. And I'm not saying it happens to everybody, but I've seen it over and over and over and over. And so I don't do that. I mean, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dial for my furthest target, and then I'm really good about counting. So like if I'm holding, if I dial for the furthest target, let's say it's 2.2 mils, which is 24 clicks. So I'm going to go, and let's say the next target is, 1.4 mils. So I need 10 clicks back. So I'll trigger that shot, and before they call impact, my hand is already up on the elevation turret, and I unlocking it and starting to count back 10 clicks.
Yeah.
And I'll pull that shot, and then I'll go back to 0. And I can do that. I can do that pretty quickly. Now, not everybody can. And the thing is I have stage wins in long distance doing that.
Yeah. Well, muscle memory, if you do it so many times, is going to play it
right. If it's a process like anything else, right? It's like getting in my car and starting my car. I don't need to look at the keyhole to put the keys in the ignition. Right. Like I just know where it is. I know where that knob is on the scope. And I've done it so fucking much, man. It's like when I get into the just like a malfunction, like clearing a malfunction is so second nature to me. I literally have to think if it actually happened.
Yeah.
Like I'll go back later and I'll be like, was that actually a malfunction, or did I have a bad mag or something? Whatever it is. I'm just like, click, damn, there we go.
Right.
And what is going on with Suspicious and Patriot in the chat? Am I missing something? Am I not seeing everything?
No idea.
Are you guys? We got a dick measuring contest going on.
I don't know what's going on out there. That's what I was kind of. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Arthur Dry though. I don't know if she was talking to us or the folks out there from Oregon or whatever, but I would be going backwards moving to Florida because y'all don't fucking have open carry, and you need to jump on the bandwagon with GOA Florida, that's Gun Owners America, and some other organizations and help them make that happen. So DeSantis ain't all that. Just saying. Well, I say that.
He's good, but he's not the only guy.
He can only sign what Congress puts on his desk too, but he could be advocating for it at least. And
I know you don't pay attention to all the states' governance, but in Tennessee, they just had a deal where they were going to, in Memphis, they were trying to put restrictions on carry again, concealed, and they were going to they're going to get rid of open carry, go back to concealed carry with permits, and they were going to ban ARs, and we're going to do some other stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
The state assembly, the government said, if you do that, you'll get no more money from the state because you'll be in violation of your of the will of the people, and if you attempt to change your city charter at this base level, like as you propose, that's going to be considered illegal, and you will get no tax money until it's fixed.
Right? Ain't politics fun?
Well, I mean, but so it's really not politics. It's like creative lawyering, right?
Well,
Like some dumbass lawyer somewhere said, well,
it's a stratego game.
what we can do is we don't have to pass a law. What we can do is we can amend our city charter to be, have certain restrictions, and that's outside the state purview. Unfortunately, that's not true. That's not true at all. And the state said, try it. Dare me,
Right.
So,
back to kind of the method you was talking about. I've got kind of a similar thing that I often, well, my kids, talking about my kids from like the club, not just my personal kids, but they would look at us because something I always taught. So we would shoot a lot of small bore 3 position, which is prone, kneeling, standing, right?
Yeah.
And so I always taught that you go prone first because that's your most stable platform and you're going to get your best scores. So that boosts your confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you go from prone to standing because standing is the least stable position and typically is your worst score, and you don't want any more fatigue at the point you're doing standing than you possibly can get. And then you move back to kneeling. And I've seen so many clubs that they would stand up. You know what I mean? They would go prone and then kneeling and then standing. And by the time you get to standing, you're so tired, you're so wiped out. It's crazy. So there's all kinds of little strategies and stuff.
I heard one of the national match guys tell me that that he trains standing to kneeling, because standing he's had the least amount of exertion. He has his breath right. And of course, national match, they let him use all those funny jackets and shit. And he has a sling to strap up and all that.
Well, you can't sling on standing. You can use hand grips, but it depends on what kind of match it is.
I was pretty sure that he had a really.
We weren't able to use a sling on standing. Yeah. We could use a sling in prone and kneeling, but not standing. We could use hand stops or hand palm grips or palm swells or whatever. Yeah.
So they had so he would use so he went standing because that's where if he was going to make a mistake, it was going to be there, and he wanted to minimize the mistake by being as fresh as he could be. And then he would go to kneeling, because kneeling it is still a pretty stable position if you get bone to bone and lock it in, and you can really be pretty stable there. And then he would go prone because it gives you your highest scores. If you're a little tired, it doesn't mess with you, and it's it reduces the amount of movement. And that was his justification there.
Yeah,
but I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, my theory on going prone first is you're not gonna tire out very much with prone. You're literally laying on the fucking floor. So right. It's not very demanding. Kneeling can be a little bit demanding because bent knees and sitting on your foot and all that stuff. So you can increase fatigue exponentially more kneeling than you would in prone. And so that's why we've always skipped that. And then that way you're in standing as fresh as you can be, right? But then you're coming off of that confidence of nailing pretty high scores, hopefully. In prone, and it's kind of like you said, if you nail that furthest target first, there's a confidence boost or whatever there that can carry you through.
Yeah. I guess we'll answer the thoughts on six arc. I love six arc. I think I already I think I misplaced my six arc barrel.
You got that
So
problem.
I was in the middle of building a new one, and I don't know what I did with the barrel. I've got everything else. I can't find the barrel, so I'll end up having to buy another barrel, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did with it.
Yeah, I like six arc. I haven't even bought a or acquired, I should say, because I don't necessarily like to buy things, but I haven't even acquired a 6.5. So that's how behind the curve I am. So
I have
yeah,
ARs in so many calibers now.
yeah, I don't. Well, I don't have any. I don't have any AR-10s at all.
Really?
Yeah, I like a lot of the other platforms, like for example, the FAL.
Oh,
I'm just not big on the.
You didn't strike me as someone that enjoyed pain so much.
Man, FALs are sweet, dude. Come on.
You know, they are sweet as long as
And
they
I'm
work.
friends with the absolute 100% best FAL guy, gunsmith, builder in the country. Well, don't know if he still is or not, but once upon a time, if you went on Foul Files, you would see reference to Sledgehammer Arms constantly. And yeah,
That's your buddy?
yeah, Randy's awesome, man.
Okay.
I've known Randy for years.
Why are so many gunsmiths named Randy?
Oh, I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, I don't know.
I know at least one in every state that's named Randy for some reason.
Yeah.
But I've got $5 comes in from R. Allen. Who takes care of all these single women when they are 60 and alone with no retirement? Will this usher in some sort of UBI for them? Well, Social Security, my friend. That's the
or welfare.
Welfare.
So you'll do that. The answer is, Alan, you.
Me, the taxpayer.
As a taxpayer, right?
Yeah.
Either way, whether it's Social Security or welfare, you, the taxpayer.
Yeah. My cat will take care of me, Arthur Dias says. You don't have a cat yet. You've got to go get a cat first.
Yeah, exactly. Teach it to do tricks and shit or something, and then put those videos on YouTube. You'll make a killing. Put those videos on TikTok and YouTube and shit. Yeah.
That's why the old guys always had those trained monkeys, man. It's like you go make a few bucks.
It's hilarious.
I can't believe you don't own any AR-10s.
I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not anti AR-10. I've always had FALs and SETMs and stuff, and it's like for the weight. They're typically heavy. Yeah. For the weight, I'm just And now I do have multiple, obviously AR-15s in multiple cartridges. So yeah, but for me, it's just the AR-10 and the weight. I'll just shoot an AR-15. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if you've seen it before, and it is a proprietary setup, but POF has got I forgot what they called it. Is it the Revolution or something? That is the 308, basically the size and everything of the 15.
Yeah. It's cool. The Gen 2 DPMS.
No, because it's POF. It wouldn't be DPMS. Patriot
DPMS made. So DPMS
they were the first one. They were the first one to do it, and
Mm-hmm.
so and the one you're talking about was a PSA thing. Are you talking about DPMS pattern AR-10?
So DPMS made
because you've got the Armalite pattern and the DPMS pattern in AR-10. And that's not what I'm talking about. Those are still
hang on. It's the version 2. So the version 2 DPMS it's smaller. I believe it is basically the same size as they call it a Gen 2. I think it's the same size basically as an AR-15. It uses the AR-15 buffer. Let's see. Hang on. I'm looking it up. I'm Googling now. But it's basically the size of an AR-15, but it's a long action. So, and the DPMS Gen 2, I have one of the barrels here. I somehow got sent a Gen 2.
I mean, the lower has to be different, obviously, but
Yeah.
Now that was when was that introduced? That was introduced recently, though, right?
So it's been
Like in the
introduced a
last,
couple of times.
like in the last year or something.
Oh no, I've had a barrel for over a year. I somehow got sent a Gen 2 barrel. Yeah, so Adams Arms and Zev, which I don't think Adams Arms is even around anymore because I tried to buy them.
Yeah, they're not.
They were trying to build it, but basically it's a small frame 308. It's the same size as an AR-10. They re-engineered the bolt group, or from the bolt group to the buttstock to deliver the 7.62 with the characteristics and similar outside dimensions of the AR-15. And I have one of the DPMS barrels. Somehow, instead of a Gen 1 barrel, which is what they call the standard DPMS, I was sent a Gen 2 barrel.
Mm.
And the problem is I can't buy a Gen 2 lower anywhere. I can buy a gun. There's still some guns around, but I can't buy a lower anywhere, and I can't buy an upper either. So it's kind of stupid. $2 comes in from R. Allen. Will there be Social Security in 30 years? That's a good question.
Probably not.
I wouldn't count on it.
I'm not hedging. Hey, I'm not hedging on being.
I wouldn't hedge.
I'm not hedging on being able to.
That, but
I've said for probably 20 years now. I've pretty much made my peace with it. Ain't gonna fucking be there when I get there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think I would be on that side of that. If I were rolling that dice, that's where I would end up.
It was never meant to be what it was.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It was never meant to be
what
drawn.
It is. You mean
Social Security was never meant to ever be drawn by a man at all. Period. And it was only meant to be drawn by a wife for just a few years, not 20.
Yeah, it was really meant to be for survivors, right?
Mm-hmm.
War survivors.
Yeah, it was basically almost like a life in
a widow's fund,
like
right?
A widow's fund or a life insurance type policy, or that type of thing to take care of the widow, right? Mm-hmm. for a few years until she died because life expectancy was lower or whatever, right? Or mortality, whatever. So a man was never meant to draw it ever, and nowadays you've got men drawing it for 30 years, 40 years.
Yeah. Dude, I knew some kid that got injured or disabled.
Well, Social Security disability is a little different, but
yeah, he was on Social Security from the age of like 28 up.
Yeah, Social Security disability. So I got a buddy that worked really big many years ago. May have been like in the 80s. He's an old Vietnam vet, but one of the things he worked on, even back in the 80s, and it's gotten way worse, was fraud with Social Security disability. You probably would, and anybody in this chat listening to this fucking podcast probably ain't surprised. But the amount of fraud with Social Security disability, the people that claim anything and everything and get it, and I can't tell you how many folks I know that are cheating the system like that. There's nothing fucking wrong with them, but they draw Social Security disability. Oh, I've got anxiety. Like, can they draw? It's like, really?
Yeah.
Like we all have anxiety. You fucking pussy. Man up.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I can't. So when I was a younger man, there were times that my mom or my family, I guess, my mom and stepdad, they took, I guess welfare or whatever they had back then. I don't actually know. But they had they were never on it for very long, and it was really embarrassing for them to be on it, and but it was always for very short periods of time. And I remember there was when I got a little older and I understood what it was all about, I couldn't believe that people stayed on it for like a long time.
Yeah.
And then I came to learn in college about how these people actually like counted on it, planned to get on it, and all of these other things. And it really shocked me, to be honest.
And then
Really.
So the reason that, like I said, the buddy that I know, I've got that was a Vietnam War vet that fought so hard in the like 80s and 90s against all that. Part of the reason was he spent about 5 years in a lawsuit with Social Security to gain his legitimate disability. Like, he had legitimate disabilities, and so when that happened, he was like, screw this. All these people, because he would see people in town or whatever that supposedly were disabled, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with them. And here he was, had to fight for 5 years and hire lawyers and all kinds. Now, he eventually won, which was great. But it was bullshit,
Yeah.
But there's no stigma. Here's the thing is we need to bring back shame.
Absolutely. Public shaming is a real
This
thing.
is my problem with it. Full disclosure on this. I don't mind telling the story. So, but let's take welfare. Let's take food stamps, or now it's an EBT card or whatever, right? Fuck that EBT card. Give people that big, huge, fucking colored monopoly money again, and make them go in a goddamn store and pay for shit with that.
Yeah.
You know how demoralizing that shit is? I know, because growing up, we weren't like always on that shit, but we were on food stamps several times growing up, at least for a few months or whatever. And that is the most embarrassing shit to me that I have ever had to do in my fucking life was my mom got my friends or something could be watching, you know what I mean, or something, and pulling out that fucking stack with
the way the clerk treated you.
Oh God, I know. And now they just swipe a card, and if you hold the card right or whatever, like, you can't tell that it's
well, nobody cares. Nobody pays attention.
Looks like
anyway.
a credit card. Nobody really pays attention to it anyway. But it's hard to miss that monopoly money. And then there's no so number one, the shame. So bring back some type of a scarlet letter, which would be the monopoly money. And then the second thing is limit what you can fucking get, because you should not be able to go into a store. Here I am working, let's say a young married couple, my wife and I with kids, trying our best to make ends meet and everything else, can't get on fucking welfare even if we was to try. And you go into a store and there's somebody in the same position as you, and they've got food stamps or whatever it is, and you're doing good to buy rice and beans and staple stuff that you can cook, you know what I mean, and whatever. And they're buying candy bars and goddamn chips and sodas and fucking.
Dude, I love that line in that song, man.
Just junk.
If you're 400 pounds, we shouldn't be
Fudge
paying
rounds.
for your
fudge rounds.
fudge rounds. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
the real
terrible, man. Like, limit it to certain things. I mean, you should be able to get junk food with that shit, right? I get it. If Chef Boyardee in a can, okay, cool. I don't got a problem with that, right? TB dinners, even, I don't got a problem with that. Fucking candy bars and chips and fucking bullshit, no, no. Sorry, that's a luxury item, and sorry, that don't count.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I agree with that. I mean, and I think it's interesting. I've always found it to be interesting when I've always found it to be interesting when people talk about welfare and all of these other things, because it's like they don't understand that it's my money that I could have given you if I had it. But first it's got to go to the government, and they take a chunk.
Right.
And then it goes to somebody else, and they take a chunk. And by the time it actually gets to the people that need it, there's not that much left. And so, and it's interesting because I all the time I'm like, everybody's like, well, what would you suggest instead? And I'm like, churches seem to work before,
Yep.
right? Like, why would it not work again?
Just philanthropic endeavors, right?
Yeah.
Like there's some pretty cool places here. There's a place that's set up. It's like a secondhand shop.
Yeah.
It benefits like women of DV and things like that. There's another one that is ran by a conglomerate of churches that is not a second. It is a secondhand shop, but then it is also, they open it up on certain hours on certain days. That if you qualify, you can basically go in there and load up. You can get whatever you want. You literally walk in there, and if you need these clothes or this, that, or the other, yeah, it's pretty awesome. And Arthur Dye actually said something really based out there for a change. She said, I'd like to see drug testing for welfare. 100%. I don't know why they don't do that. It's stupid.
Yeah. I mean, so I used to get in arguments all the time about this, and I'm like, well, back in the olden days, it was realistically, it was the churches, it was various philanthropic groups, it was just do-gooders. They used to call them do-gooders.
Neighbors, family, right?
Neighbors,
like that don't even happen
yeah.
anymore.
Or just weird people that just wanted to see other people not suffer.
Yeah.
And they were far more effective. But if you ask someone now, the very first thing they're going to say is, well, what if nobody does? And I'm like, but who doesn't? Even with all of the taxes and all of the bullshit that's taken out of our pay to help people that we don't even know or like, we still see churches, benevolent groups, private citizens, all of these other people giving money, time, effort, even with what little is left after the government takes the lion's share. And so how is it not? That it just doesn't, it doesn't check out.
Yep. Worst phrase in the English language. We're from the government and we're here to help.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
That is right.
Most people don't get that. They're blinded by I think a lot of people get blinded by where they live, and they haven't traveled around enough, experienced different parts of the country. Maybe they don't know people from different parts of the country. They kind of live in their own little bubble. And so they don't realize that things move at a different pace or at a different speed, right?
Yeah.
And because of that, the government has to take care of this. The government has to do this. Let's look to daddy government. And it's like, the government doesn't fucking do anything efficiently. Like zero, nothing.
Right.
Like the government needs to be out of federal government anyway, needs to be out of like 99.9% of everything. All the departments that you've got, we've talked about this before. Take any three-letter organization, any department of the executive branch, and that could be pared down to maybe 2 or 3. They're not there to institute rules or come up with fines or go after anybody, any kind of enforcement or any kind of shit like that. They're just there to say, pick up the phone if they need to, go, hey, Texas, we just wanted to know that Montana is doing this, and then pick up the phone and go, hey, Wisconsin, we just want you to know that Texas is doing this. Are y'all in line? Is everything in line with, okay, good. Okay. Well, if something comes up, we'll call you. And that's literally their job. Nothing more. instead of having these bloated bureaucracies that are thousands upon thousands of employees. Like, why? Like, private sector could handle that more efficiently, and it gives people fucking jobs on top of it. You want to drop the employment rate or unemployment rate? I mean, get rid of most of the federal government. And
Yeah.
people say, well, if you do that, those federal workers will be out of a job. Well, first of all, is it really a job if you're working for the government and getting paid by taxpayer money? Because the federal government doesn't make anything that they sell, that they get profit
Right.
off of. That's first of all. So is
Yeah,
it
they
really
make
a
zero
job?
products. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
So is it really a job? That's first of all. And then second of all, minus the federal government and more importantly, an unelected bureaucracy doing that shit, the private sector would do it, and then it would be a real job. Those government employees you're just changing the boss, right? You're changing who they're working
Yeah.
for. That's all you're doing.
Right.
And we all would be better off for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Hey, mods, you're gonna have to delete that post, man. You can't we can't have people posting their addresses in the damn chat. So suspicious. I don't know what your problem is, but you need to calm down.
Yeah, there's something out there for sure. I hadn't been following.
But you yeah, you can't you guys can't do that. Suspicious. I don't know what's going on out there. I don't really give a shit. You gotta calm down. It's my chat. I don't want to have to knock you out of here, but you can't, I don't know what the fuck's going on. But you can't put your address or an address out in my chat.
Suspicious is JAC?
Jack. Just another Canadian. It could be him. But
okay.
He's in Canada land. Maybe we should encourage all the ladies to get a career before they become single mamas on welfare. No.
We're back to this.
How about we prevent the ladies from getting welfare to start with, and therefore they can't divorce their men and marry the government? Because that's what's happening. It has nothing to do with getting a fucking career, Arthur Diane. You damn well know it. Don't be disingenuous.
She said,
I know, slowly stirs the pot.
That's bullshit. You threw that shit in the maximum blender 6,000 and hit high speed. Don't tell us you slowly stirred a pot. You know exactly what you were doing. God. Yeah. I don't know. I don't get that whole thing, but we'll get to her eventually. She's coming around. She's coming around.
I agree with this statement. A lot of them never bother getting married because they're already married to the welfare department.
True. Yeah.
That's who's raising their kids. That's who's financing their life. That's all of that shit.
But you realize that aside from SA, they could very easily not spread their legs and be put in that situation. So
again, right. Yeah, they don't get a pass. Yeah. There's no pass here.
But it's the guy's fault too. It's like, not if she doesn't open her legs, it ain't.
Well, not if you know what? If he intends to do the right thing and she's like, nah.
Yeah, that's bullshit too.
Nah.
Yeah.
Then it's and look, I actually sound like a dick for saying, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. But it has nothing to do with the dude. If some girl goes out and gets pregnant on purpose to have another kid to draw a bigger welfare check and never even tells the dude about it, never talks to him, nothing. But so I actually read about this where a guy he gets pulled over for speeding or what the fuck ever in some major city. I want to say San Francisco, but it was probably Austin or somewhere where they actually arrest people. And they run his tags and they find out that he's a deadbeat dad, that he owes money, And he's like, what the fuck you talking? I'm not a dad. I have no kids. And this woman he'd had sex with a couple of years before, had a kid, never told the dude, filed for welfare and child support and whatever the state requirements are.
Yeah.
She put him down as the dad. And in that state, if you don't meet your financial burden as a father, they suspend your license.
Yeah.
So dudes get fucked. I'm just telling you.
Yeah. Well, Arthur Dye's talking about sometimes they're complicit in gaming the system. And I actually know 2 examples of families that are doing some horrible shit. And this was back in my days when I owned a business because they were customers, and that's how I knew they were doing it. But yeah, I know this guy and this chick had like 5 or 6 kids, and they were not married. And technically, or on paper, I guess you could say, they did not even live together, but they did live together. and he even owned a business, which was crazy.
Yeah.
So they were complicit. They knew what they were doing, and that's bullshit. That's fraud. The same as we were talking about earlier. And then another one, to kind of to your point a little bit. I know a family that the grandma's like 3 generations or maybe even 4 of literal breeding. Like grandma bred herself, had some kids, figure out the welfare game. Daughters taught them how to basically play welfare game, and then like granddaughters working on the granddaughters or whatever. Like literally a welfare breeding farm is what they ran. And it was, I mean, all within the family. There was nothing outside the family. There was no underage. I'm not talking about any shit like that going on.
Yeah, no, I got you.
But that's how they played the game. And different baby daddies every time. Like that was part of the strategy.
Yeah.
Like every time, different baby daddies. So
yeah, and the thing is
crazy.
The thing is it not only fucks us because it takes our tax dollars, but as Anson Knowles notes, in Alabama, I don't know what the law is in Tennessee because I've never had this situation, but I could look into it. The state in Alabama, the state will garnish your wages, and the IRS will take your tax refunds if you do that in Alabama, which is if a woman puts you on, claims that you're the baby daddy, and gives their address and phone number and everything, and they try and contact you, which, she probably made up all the address and shit. She didn't know where to find you.
Yeah.
They can't find you, so they put you down as a deadbeat dad, and that you owe child support. And they will put you in jail for it.
Now, we've got that in Texas. And the reason I know that is because over the years, I had 2 employees that had to pay in child support. So, I had to sign all this documentation. I had to go in. I'd make sure all that was pulled out, every paycheck. I had to send in every month. I had to send in to the state. It was just dealing with you get it double-sided. First of all, it's such a pain in the ass and extra paperwork for me, right? Having to make sure that I follow all that, because if I don't, I could get in trouble, right? It's like, fuck, I'm running a business. I got enough to deal with. But then you got the employees that are whining because their check is whatever. And it's like, I don't want to tell you, bro, you should have kept your dick in your pants, is all I can tell you. Like, I can't do, like, it's now that I've hired you, like I'm screwed. Like there's nothing I can do.
No,
like, I get in trouble.
That's
I don't know
exactly
how I'm gonna make it. I can't pay this bill, and I'm like, again, should have thought about it. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I had I had this when I was employing people is in and this was in Colorado. I routinely had dudes that would get their checks garnished.
Yeah.
As soon as they get 2 paychecks in, and the government would figure out where they were, and they put a garnishment. Now they were pretty fair about it. It was like, 10% or 15% of their check or some shit. But, thank God, in most of their cases, I don't think they could have handled much more, But Arthur Dye, the thing about the men like to live with the women, but they don't marry, so they can continue the welfare benefits. They could still have welfare benefits if they're married. The problem is that they don't live with the men that get them pregnant. So it's a farm, like
sometimes they do. I mean,
very often in
But
in
mostly,
a
it's
lot
a
of
farm.
cases.
You're right. Mostly, it's a farm. It's a play on the welfare system. It's a fraud.
It's
Most
you
of
know,
the time. Yeah.
so girl has one dude that she likes, but she's got four, she's got four baby daddy,
Mhm.
right? And the dude shacks up with her, may have never even gotten her pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Like he might be the one that that she never lets get him pregnant, but at the same time, she's
Well,
getting nailed.
there's not a combined income if neither one of them are working. So,
Yeah,
just saying. And then a lot of times they'll compound this. And I know a quote unquote family, I guess you could call it that. I don't know what they're doing now, but again, I met a lot of people. I had my business.
yeah,
This particular one was double dipping. Not only were the man and a woman complicit with defrauding because they were actually together. Not only were they defrauding the welfare system, but dang, where was I going with that? What else? Oh, Social Security disability. They were also defrauding Social Security disability on top of it. So, yeah, because not only were they on welfare, they were on Social Security disability. So it's like, damn it. And they're driving around in a brand new Tahoe. It's like, okay, sure. Because they had a business, a cash business they ran on the side. So it's like, damn it. Can't win for losing, some people.
yeah. So I mean, Arthur Daya, look, I know you like to like do these blanket weird statement things, but the man's income would count as the household's income if they claim him as part of the household. They never get married. They never halftime dude doesn't even admit to living there.
Well, I think
They
that's
just
what
date.
she's talking about. I think she was talking about if they were married, then it would reduce the welfare benefits, which it would. But
Yeah,
I mean, you would have that income. So I mean, that's the way
yeah.
that's
You
fucking
still got four
supposed to work.
baby daddy.
Welfare
Well,
is there to help. Welfare is
yeah,
not there to live off of. It's not why it's there.
yeah. But it'll still be four baby daddies, and it will be four dudes that are getting their wallets lightened
Yeah.
every month because of this woman.
Yeah.
Or five dudes or 30 dudes or however many fucking kids she's got.
Right.
So and a lot of times it may not, and what's really fucking evil, and I have a friend of mine, and he I don't know, dude watches so much TV, but he watches these court shows where these dudes get like paternity tests and find out they've been paying child support for years for babies that aren't theirs.
Dude, I seen a video not too long ago. This poor fucker was like in his 50s, had grandkids, right? Well, I guess he didn't have grandkids after
I,
all.
I think I
But
saw
he
that.
was in his
I
50s,
saw the
and both of
beginning
his,
of it. Yeah.
neither one of his kids belonged to him. He found out he needed a kidney transplant, maybe, or there was some medical reason that things got tested, and they was like, "Holy fuck, they're not, they're not your kids." And like after 50 something years, I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like, 50 something years old. I ain't far away from that, but if I found out that shit, I'd spend the
Yeah.
rest. I ain't got a whole lot of time left anyway. Probably spend it in prison.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't know. That's crazy. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
that is pretty nuts. So, let's see. My wife and I discussed divorce because it seemed like single mothers get food stamps, bills paid, rent paid, child support, and sometimes alimony. Seems like it's easy that way. I mean, I hate to say it, brother, but man.
Yeah, it could offset the child support. I mean, you don't have to seek alimony, and then the child support, the uh, social safety net assistance could actually be more than the child support. And if that was the case, then you'd be making money, essentially. So that's why you see some of that sometimes. It's like, yeah, we'll just fucking pay child support every month. You're paying it back to yourself anyway, right? If you're together.
Yeah, I agree with Arthur Daya here. That's a no brainer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there actually should be paternity tests at birth. Like there really should be.
Yeah, mandatory paternity test is something that probably should be a real thing now, right?
I don't know why it wouldn't. And one of the reasons I say why it wouldn't. What if there's some type of issue? I can see it happening, and it would be an outlier, admittedly. But let's say there's some type of a car wreck, or there's some type of a thing that happens, and one of the parents, uh, deceases in the car wreck, and then one is incapacitated, and then they got to figure out, or let's say a child's lost, or maybe there's some health issues with a child or something that for some reason one or both of the parents aren't around. Like it'd be nice to know for sure on stuff like that. So there's to me there's reasonings outside of just the potential for divorce and for fraud and divorce and um, child support and things like that. There's other things too.
Yeah, so I actually think it's very interesting because I listen a lot to various creators who, they say kind of the same thing, but a lot of times it's not the same thing. You know what I mean? There's nuance there, and like I feel like I'm somewhat nuanced. Um, there are very specific things that I think are the right thing to do, very specific things I think are the wrong thing to do, and all that kind of stuff. But I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I would have been so screwed as to have some woman claim child support and try and get money out of me and try and use me to get money out of the state. That's just so fucked up, dude. So fucked up. I can't even get there from here. It's crazy.
Yep.
It's just nuts. So this feels like a good place to end the stream on, honestly.
Yeah. Pull the plug.
So this is back. I see that. Dude, I don't give a shit about Oregon. Nobody else gives a shit about Oregon. If you can just shut the fuck up about Oregon, that'd be great. We're about to end the stream. You haven't really added a whole lot to the show.
Suspicious new because I haven't seen. I don't
I feel
remember.
like he's new or
We
whatever.
rip on each other all the time. Have you fucking not heard? Probably not, because it's been kind of spazzing out there in the chat a little bit. But have you not heard the back and forth we've been ripping on Arthur Dye, especially?
Yeah.
Like,
Lana, thank you for staying for the whole show. I appreciate it. We welcome back. I will do the day shift tomorrow. The day shift, of course, is that'll be finance, some money. We're going to talk about some other, mostly politics probably tomorrow. A lot of cool stuff happening everywhere. I love how the mainstream media is melting down over Vance, and that's pretty interesting. And so if you want to tune in, that starts at 12 Central Standard Time, noon, basically Central Daylight Time, actually. And then Friday night and Saturday night, I'll be back at 8:05. Friday night show, I'm hoping to have a guest, or I will be on someone else's show. We'll see how that works out. If not, on we'll do whatever. Saturday night will be a chill stream. So just come hang out, bring all your friends, tell people, everybody, that we're just going to chill out, hang out, talk about basically, politics, relationship, whatever. If you guys would, I would appreciate it if you guys would, in the comments of this stream or tomorrow's daytime stream, if there's a podcaster that you would like to see me on their show, other than whatever. Look, I know everybody wants to see me on whatever, but there's an interesting dynamic there that I don't know that whatever actually does me a lot of good, because while I talk about dating, I'm not a panel dating show. And I really talk about relationships and that sort of thing. So I'm not really sure that going on whatever does me a lot of good, being a conversationalist as I am. But I will eventually get on there. Crypto, I don't really talk about crypto unless, we'll talk about how it's the most fucked up thing on the planet.
Or about how I don't understand it. We could, I guess.
It's actually really good. Look, it's a great investment, but it's not a good currency. It'll never be a good currency, and it's just the way it is. I'm sorry. I hate it if people, does that.
So
You
for
forgot
Arthur,
to send me the link for Chaotic Truth. Yeah, send me that. Look, if you guys have a streamer that maybe I would that you think I'd be great on, or a stream that I should watch and see if I want to be a part of, let me know. We're about to I'm about to start reaching out to other content creators to be either be on their streams or to have them on mine. So that would be great if you can let me know.
you've
Which
already been on the best podcast out there, Grid. Let's be honest.
I know. Clover Tack. I was on Clover Tack. It was fucking awesome, dude. The only thing is he didn't have any bottles of water in a waiting room. Not one.
Well, yeah,
So
you gotta pay for your own water, man. Still.
I gotta pay for that fucking water.
This ain't United
Texas,
States
baby.
Federal
They pay for
Welfare
water.
Service. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Man, my EBT card was overdrawn, Grid. I'm sorry.
EBT
Okay?
card was, oh damn, son.
I tried. Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
for Arthur Dye, she says tomorrow I have to do fucking team building training all afternoon. Thanks, cat ladies and HR. So here's the deal, Arthur Dye. If you take off your armor, find you a good man, stay at home and raise
Damn,
some
son,
babies,
he's going.
you would not have to do team building training anymore. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. When am I getting merchandise? All right, guys, look, here's the thing. I'm all set to have merchandise. I just need the art. And artists are artists. Okay. Artists are artists, man. And I can't do anything right now. I want to, but artists are artists, man. They'll be done when they're done, I guess. Fuck, I don't know. But Crow Nick, you are coming in as we're headed out the door. But come on in, welcome in. Sit down for a minute. Take the cold off or the heat. It's like 100 degrees outside right now. But Clover Tack is not the pew pew guy from Uganda. That's the Lord of War, Nick Cage, the pew pew guy from Uganda.
Yeah, he knows that. That was Ghost that said that, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Ghost.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, catch me tomorrow, noon Central Daylight Time. It's going to be a good show. And if you and please comment on in the comments, please let me know who you think the shows you think I'd be great on, or I should at least take a look at. It'd be great. Otherwise, Clover Tack, as always, good to have you on.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have a great rest of your day, evenings, whatever. I'm going to send you over to Jess's stream. Go have some fun over there. She, she's from a country that doesn't exist, so just do the best you can. And now, get off my lawn.